I want to speak carefully, just because I know guns and Second Amendment issues are pretty diverse range of opinions, especially here in America. Um, so hopefully I'm not saying anything that'll offend anyone, but we're in a state of mourning as the church. We just lost President Nelson last night. I just finished recording a video talking about my thoughts and feelings about President Nelson, and losing him last night, and um, just him passing away. And then you wake up, and just a little over 12 hours later, there's a mass shooting at one of our own church buildings in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Um, just hearts and prayers out to those in Michigan, to those families. There are some details I think you've been able to gather. If you don't know, here's what's happened. It's believed that there was a gunman, male, 40 years
Power
old,
off.
that was rammed his car into the church building in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Opened fire on the congregation, killed at least one person up to this point, injured 9 others. Maybe that number will go up. I don't know if that's set. And then there was a altercation between police officers where they shot the gunman down. Um, that's just tragic, though. Mass shootings and violence, in particular in America, any one of them are tragic. But to see, as us as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are mourning the passing of our leader and the prophet here on the earth, and just within hours a mass shooting in one of our own buildings, it's just really sad. So prayers out to those in Michigan. The really sad thing, and not that we've got our circle of control, and we've got a circle of influence where we can influence others. We can put things out there. We can say things on the internet. But there's only so much that we can literally control ourselves. So it's not like we could obviously control this. And I don't know the means and motives behind this gunman. Obviously, investigations will take place, and the church has already made it clear to local authorities and the FBI that they're going to cooperate. And anyway, putting all that aside, to have seen the first presidency just a couple of weeks ago, after the Charlie Kirk assassination here in Utah, condemn violence, and then 2 weeks later to see a mass shooting take place in our own sacred chapels. It's really unfortunate. Really sad that you're seeing so much violence at the same time. Just wanted to read, though, the statement that the church did publish 12th of September. Literally, we're only a couple of days removed from this, and this coming from President Nelson and the first presidency. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints condemns horrific acts of violence worldwide, including the recent assassination in Utah. We affirm our repeated calls to seek peace and unity despite our differences. Jesus Christ teaches us to love one another, that hate is wrong, that human life is sacred. We urge all to reject violence and instead build understanding. Recognizing we are all children of God, we must treat one another with more dignity, compassion, and respect. As we mourn with those who have experienced loss and care for those living in fear or conflict, we call upon people everywhere to build communities of greater kindness and love. That's that's it. That's it. And one of the, if you want to call it a defining hallmark of President Nelson's time as prophet on the earth, was calling for peacemakers. We can do better as members of the church in our talk, in our online rhetoric with each other, and in our actions. Obviously, like I said, going back to your circle of control and influence, there's only so much you can do, and I just feel really bad for those in our own church community in Michigan who are going through, I'm sure, a lot of heartache at this time. But prayers out to them, and love you all. Let's be better peacemakers and follow our prophet as we continue to mourn his recent loss.